In a dramatic turn of events that has both royal watchers and media critics buzzing, Prince Harry found himself in an uncharacteristic display of anger during a recent CBS interview with veteran broadcaster Jane Pauley. The Duke of Sussex, accustomed to the deferential treatment his royal title once commanded, was visibly shaken when Pauley pointedly refused to address him as Your Highness, a stark reminder of his current non-working royal status. This incident, which unfolded on national television, has not only rekindled debates about Harry and Meghan Markle's place within the royal family but also spotlighted Meghan's contentious public persona, often critiqued for her perceived ambition and control over their public narrative. The interview, intended to focus on the couple's latest charitable endeavor, the Parents Network, quickly veered off course. Sources close to the production reveal that the atmosphere became charged as soon as Pauley, known for her no-nonsense journalistic style, made her stance clear. Harry was expecting the usual royal deference, but Jane was having none of it, an insider commented. The refusal was not just a snub to Harry's ego, but symbolically dismissive of the royal titles he and Meghan have been stripped of in the public eye since stepping back from their royal duties. This moment of defiance from Pauley was seen by some as a necessary grounding for a prince now living in Montecito, far removed from Buckingham Palace's corridors. Meghan Markle, often accused of orchestrating their post-royal life with a firm hand, was reportedly seething behind the scenes. Her reaction, described as one of fury, was not merely about the perceived slight to her husband but more about the control she feels slipping away in these public moments. Critics have long argued that Meghan, once celebrated for her charisma and advocacy, has increasingly become the architect of a narrative that seeks to both reclaim and redefine her and Harry's royal status in a way that serves their personal brand. This interview, where Pauley's refusal to play into royal protocol was a public undoing of that narrative, has put Meghan in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons again. The fallout from this incident has been swift and severe. Royal commentators and tabloids have had a field day, with headlines screaming about Harry's royal rage and Meghan's meltdown. The portrayal of Meghan as a puppet master pulling the strings behind Harry's public persona has been reinforced. Royal expert Tom Quinn noted, "This was a moment where Meghan's control was publicly challenged. It's clear she's not just a supportive spouse, but someone who's very much in charge of how they are perceived and presented to the world." This perspective has fueled the narrative that Meghan's ambition might be overshadowing the genuine causes they champion, like the Parents Network, aimed at addressing online harm to children. Public reaction has been mixed but predominantly critical of Meghan. Social media platforms are rife with comments questioning her motives and the couple's ongoing media strategy. Meghan seems to want the title without the service. "It's all about image management," one user tweeted, encapsulating the sentiment of many. The controversy has also led to a deeper examination of how the Sussexes manage their public appearances. The interview, meant to be a platform for discussing social issues, turned into a battleground for personal pride and public perception. In the aftermath, the CBS segment has been dissected frame by body language experts and royal enthusiasts alike. Meghan's visible discomfort and Harry's defensive posture were highlighted as signs of a couple struggling with their identity outside the royal fold. Harry's reaction was telling. He's still grappling with his identity, and Meghan's reaction shows she's very much invested in controlling that narrative, said body language expert Judy James in a post-interview analysis. The incident has broader implications for their public work and personal brand. Critics argue that this moment could have been a missed opportunity to focus on their new initiative, instead turning into a spectacle of royal entitlement versus American meritocracy. Supporters, however, view it as an unnecessary provocation by Pauley, arguing that respect should be given irrespective of one's decision to step back from royal duties. Yet, the narrative that Meghan is orchestrating everything, even her husband's public emotional responses, has gained traction. This episode has also reignited discussions about the couple's relationship with the media. Meghan's past encounters with the press, often marked by legal battles and public spats, have painted her as someone who engages with media on her terms or not at all. This interview shows that Meghan's approach to media is still very much about control. When that control is threatened, we see the real dynamics at play, another royal commentator remarked. For Harry and Meghan, navigating the fine line between their past royal lives and their current roles as influential figures outside the monarchy continues to be fraught with challenges. This CBS interview, rather than showcasing their humanitarian efforts, has become a controversial chapter in their ongoing saga with the media, public perception, and their own identities. As they move forward, the question remains whether they can pivot from these personal controversies to become the advocates for change they aspire to be, or if Meghan's perceived need for control will continue to overshadow their message. The public, media, and even royal family members watch closely, as each step they take is scrutinized, not just for the impact on their causes but for what it reveals about their personal dynamics and ambitions. The latest incident with Jane Pauley is less about a title and more about the complex interplay of power, perception, and purpose in the lives of Harry and Meghan.